Howdy folks, welcome to the channel Rockin' the Country. I'm Don, as always, doing non-pop country music reactions. And I've got a gift request from Terry Woods from up in Canada. I'm not wearing my Canada hat, I'm wearing my Sopranos hat. And I actually went to school with James Gandolfini here at Rutgers. He and his two sisters were at Rutgers. In any case, Rosanne Cash and Rodney Crowell's song, It's Such a Small World. And Terry made a gift to the channel for me to do this one. So Terry, thank you for the gift, my friend, and for this request. And here's what Terry said. My second choice, or his second song, because I did a gift request of Terry's yesterday. My second choice is motivated by your dislike of the cliche. Yeah, I don't like cliches. They're just so boring, predictable, and just... Anyway. I'll be curious to see your reaction to Rodney Crowell writing a whole song in the context of one. Also, I know this video is on Vivo and likely to be blocked, so it will be audio only, but I'd like you to watch it. The steamy scenes raised a real ruckus back in 1988, even though Rosanne and Rodney were married at the time. Okay, let's find out. That's quite the preamble, shall we say. All right, here we go. It's such a small world. Yeah, it's like Stephen Wright, the comedian, the one-liner comedian, said, it's a small world, but I wouldn't want to paint it.
You want to come play in the war?
How's my impersonation of a car on a cold winter morning that won't start?
Oh.
No way.
Fancy meeting you here tonight. It's such a small world. New York ain't my town. I don't come around but once in a while.
He's got a nice voice.
This is such a surprise to see you. Girl, you're looking so good. It's been a long time since you crossed my mind. It's such a small world.
God, there's so many choices for cliches.
Change of my plans on leaving, and I stay around and I run into you, which just goes to prove it's such a small world. It's such a small world. I've lived alone for a while. It's such a small world.
Give me so many ideas to write a song of my own, Terry.
You and me will always be just looking for something that's already happened. Years go by, but you and I don't have to look beyond today. Just for tonight, we can turn out the lights. Lay your heart on the line, let go of your mind.
Yeah.
You know just what to say. You know just what to do. You still look like the day when I first met you.
There's like not a good spot to stop it. I was so intrigued by the lyricism. Obviously the title is cliche, But there are some lines in here that are not really cliche, but a number of them are tried and true. I didn't hear the old, do you come here often, but because he already knows her. Huh. Huh, huh, huh.
I'll be gone once again, come on in, like I've always done. But to see you tonight makes everything right. It's such a small world. Hey, right here you stand, as if it were planned. It's such a small world.
He's back. Well, I guess he couldn't leave. The cliche, I was thinking that the whole song was going to be written with cliche. And it was off and running. Certainly the song title is the impetus behind. Let me reread let me say. My second choice is motivated by your dislike of the cliche. I'll be curious to see your reaction to Rodney writing a whole song in the context of one. Okay, the whole song wasn't made of cliches, though there were several in there that were discernible. So now I'm thinking, I'm sure it's been done before. It's sort of like in the vein of songs that are written with someone's song titles, like homages to George Jones or Merle. They've been done where people just do songs that flow from, and that's the challenge, to make them flow, but flow from song titles. And this is just flowing from cliche, things that we've already heard. This was not that, but it's such a small world. It's kind of funny, our perceptions of small worlds. I'll just tangent on this thing because I was talking with somebody a couple months ago where like a childhood friend of his wound up living in the same neighborhood in a town like 2 hours away. And he's like, what are the chances of that? And I said, well, actually, it's quite good. And it depends on how you frame it. If the question is, let's say you're 18 years old going off to college and you say to yourself, what is the likelihood that this particular person and I will wind up in the same town 15 years from now? It'd be quite small. But if the question is, what is the likelihood that somebody in my high school yearbook and I wind up in the same town? It's quite high. So what we wind up doing is, when we come across that person, we think, my God, the chances are so small. And it's like, well, no, you're addressing the wrong issue. The fact that it happens to be that particular person, yes, back then it would have been slim. But it could have been anybody in your high school class and you would have said the same thing. What are the chances of you being here? And it's actually quite high. So, but out of things like that comes the expression used for this song. It's such a small world. And it's like, no, it's actually quite a big world, but the dynamic of life happens within sort of a relatively tight concentric circle, and a number of quote unquote coincidences will happen because you're not expecting to see somebody that you know on a given day. When I was out in Indiana, I used to go there quite a bit, but I was visiting some friends and I went up to Fisher's and I said, you know what? I'm going to and I live in New Jersey, right? So 12 hours away or so, an 11-hour drive, because I would either fly or drive. I didn't mind the drive. I stopped up, made a left. I don't know if it's off of 69 or something like that. It's definitely not 37, but I decided to make a left off the highway to go to Starbucks real quick. And I go in there, and there's somebody that used to be one of our dance students is working in that Starbucks at that moment. And neither of us could believe it, right? It's like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. And it was her name's Lauren, and it was a great meeting. I'm friends with her mom, the whole thing. And you say, well, what are the chances of that? And it's like, well, if you said ahead of time, 10 years earlier, what's the likelihood I'd run into that person in an unlikely place? It'd be very small. What is the likelihood, though, that I'm going to run into one of the 500 people that I know in life somewhere in an odd spot? The chances are quite good. So it's not really that small a world, and you certainly wouldn't want to paint it. But this is a song too that I think could have been more of a crossover. It was not exclusively country, though obviously country artists, but it's one of those songs that you could see getting crossover playing time, like John Denver's songs, you know. So Terry, all right, I'm gonna rate this one. Yeah, all right. The number that popped into my head on this was an 8.8. Not quite in Jeff Catherine Montauk Ed's category of coming to get me, but you might want to come get me. All right, so 8.8. It was enjoyable. It was very simple, but I did like the use of uh, cliche only because of the way you framed it, Terry. So there we go. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day. It's a very big world. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.